Good afternoon po. Kahapon po lumabas din sa hearing na di umano nakatanggap ng pera si VP Sara and her relatives from a certain Samuel Uy na allegedly ay isa pong drug lord. Comment niyo lang po dito. And does she know Samuel Uy?
Yeah. Thank you, Victoria. As to her personally knowing Samuel Uy, hindi namin napag-usapan pa. But with, I think it's open, it's public information naman na kaibigan talaga ni PRRD si Samuel Uy. Now, as to the allegation of him being a drug lord, I think that's, I don't have the facts. That's merely an allegation. No? So we shouldn't conclude anything out of that. Again, unless proven in the court of law, I don't even want to go there and say alleged drug lord. Saka kawawa rin naman kasi yung tao no, na nadadama yung pangalan. Pagdating dito sa mga perang na banggit kahapon, I think ang sabi ay manager's check. We have to note that ang nakasabi lang naman is a manager's check was allegedly nagpagawa ng manager's check, allegedly si Sammy Uy, wherein the recipients are the Vice President and ganito and who else. So, yun lang yung nakasulat no? Wala naman dun anything na natanggap talaga nila. And as you know, the Vice President already issued a statement denying that she had received any of these amounts of money that were presented yesterday. Now, again, we don't want to get into the details, but those checks, we're confident that we will be able to clarify everything and show the public kung ano talaga yung nangyari sa checks and kung meron man talaga no, pagdating ng trial.
And also, attorney, si Committee on Justice Chair Luis Tro, sinabi naman po niya kanina sa isang interview na the evidence versus VP Sara surpassed threshold of probable cause for impeachment. Your comment on that?
Well, I guess, again, with all due respect to Chairperson Luis Tro, no, I don't want to be debating with her, but it's being the chairperson of the Committee on Justice, sabi nila, yan nga ang trabaho nila, mag-determine ng probable cause with that statement. So I guess we know what her position is. So, and they put it to a vote. Again, nasa kanila naman yan, yung determination ng probable cause. If it so happens that talagang magkaroon ng determination of probable cause, this is given to plenary and transmitted, we will not anymore debate on what they did there, but we will just face them in the Senate. Of course, without waiving the petition that we filed before the Supreme Court regarding what we see as constitutional infirmities dito sa mga proceedings na ito.
Next is Mr. Jason Dublico, SMNI.
Hello, attorneys. Jason po ng SMNI News. Sir, first question, dahil under po sa AMLA, banks are under po sa Section 9 ng AMLA, it provides po that STRs and CTRs shall not be disclosed and are protected from public release. And this confidentiality po is reinforced by the bank secrecy law and related financial privacy laws. So, babalikan ko lang yung tanong, sir. Posible po bang may nalabag na batas ang AMLA at ang House Committee on Justice sa paglalantad po ng bank accounts ni VP Sara Duterte and Attorney Mans Carpio, and posible po ba na dadalhin rin po ninyo ang usapin na ito sa Korte Suprema if may nakita po kayong paglabag sa constitutional rights ni VP Sara?
I think you said it yourself, no? Kung yun yung nilalaman ng batas, malinaw naman yung sinasabi ng batas, that those information are strictly confidential, cannot be disclosed, hindi ba? But we've seen otherwise from what happened before the committee hearing yesterday. Now, as to any actions that we plan to take or the personalities involved plan to take, that's something that I hope you understand we will not be able to disclose at this point.
Just to add on, we are, and just to emphasize, we are fully aware, fact that Section 8A, if I'm not mistaken, of the law as amended. No?
Sir, second question, ano po ang panawagan po ninyo sa public? Kasi parang ang lumalabas po na lahat po ng mga sinasabi doon sa House Committee on Justice ay parang tinatanggap na katotohanan ng iilan. So ano po ang panawagan ninyo sa publiko sa gitna po ng usapin ngayon involving the Vice President.
Siguro simple lang po talaga ang panawagan namin. No? Let's just be cautious doon sa mga lumalabas without saying that they're false because that's really not my point. I'm not saying false yung mga lumalabas. All I'm saying is we have to be cautious, especially with the way things are being presented. And ang panawagan namin is intayin nila kami. Ano? Intayin nila na kami naman ang magpresenta ng aming ebidensya para pabulaanan lahat ng mga lumalabas ngayon laban sa ating Vice Presidente.
Sir, pahabol, last question. Kasi sinabi po ni Vice President Sara dun sa kanyang statement, isa sa mga nasa likod ng mga paratang ng former Senator Trillanes is the sitting President. So, may magiging hakbang po ba ang defense team laban po sa Pangulo?
I don't think we're I don't think we're at liberty to discuss things like that because kami we're just limited to the impeachment proceedings. So sa atin di kami magkokomento anything outside, especially of course if it relates to the president. Wala po kaming kinalaman diyan. Kami po ay dito lang po kami sa impeachment nakafocus.
Ms. Nympha Ravelo, PZWB.
Good afternoon po, attorneys. Question ko po una, sasagutin nyo ba o hindi na talaga sasagutin o i-refute yung pong mga lumabas na allegations sa House?
Sasagutin po sa impeachment court. Doon po natin sasagutin lahat yon. Doon po naman ang tamang forum kung saan namin masasagot lahat ng yon.
So, wala at all po, o hindi na kayo magsasabit ng any pleadings or any manifestation sa House Committee on Justice?
We have to wait for developments. No, we cannot say that we will not submit any manifestation whatsoever. But you have to remember that the main petition before the Supreme Court is really questioning the jurisdiction as to the nature of the proceedings that are being conducted. Again, hindi namin kino-question ang power of the House to initiate impeachment proceedings. I think that's very clear under the Constitution. We don't want to even try to blur that line. I mean, admittedly, they have the sole power to initiate. Ang kino-question lang po namin ay jurisdiction in terms of conducting this type of committee hearings.
And then, di ba sinasabi na mini trial na yung nangyayari? Napatibay po ba nung nangyari kahapon yung inyong argumento na yan at gagamitin po ba yan sa pagpa-file ng panibagong petition or any rejoinder sa Supreme Court?
Well, una-una, we cannot file a new petition anymore, no? Kasi may pending na tayong petition. But if you're asking us if what we've seen so far from the committee hearings actually support what we had stated in that petition, I think we're not naive, hindi ba? We have observed what's been happening sa committee hearings, pati yung pagpapalabas ng iba't ibang subpina para kumuha ng mga sinasabi nilang ebidensya, kahit ang mga ito ay hindi naman bahagi ng dalawang impeachment complaints na sinasabi nila ay under preliminary investigation, di ba? In fact, it's probably important to tell you now that maging yung supplemental affidavit ni Mr. Madriaga,